impromptu from Mounir Lazzouni. This is actually something that this club is really good for as far as having impromptu speeches.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Mounir Lazzouni, and I'm really excited to be talking on the topic of Islam and something it's unfortunately been associated with in the last 16 years, maybe more, maybe less, terrorism. Now this topic gets me really fired up. In fact, when I was 19, I even started a blog called trueislamofpeace.wordpress.com. Now that's just about the only thing I'm proud of having done for my religion in college. As you've heard from a lot of my stories, I'm not necessarily the most religious Muslim person. And unfortunately, there are a lot of things I did in college that I'm not proud of. I'm a little bit more religious now, and by a lot of people's standards, I am pretty religious, and by a lot of people's standards, I'm not nearly religious enough. By my perspective, I'd like to be a little more religious, but I really take it upon myself as a Muslim when a topic like this comes up to educate those around me, even if they already are educated, and offer my perspective as a Muslim, because I do feel that I have a lot of credibility in this field, whether or not you consider me religious. Now, especially during this month of Ramadan where I'm fasting, yes, I'm fasting right now, that's why I'm not eating this delicious burrito with avocado and egg. I ate at 3:30 a.m. this morning before the sunrise, which was at 4:20 a.m. And I'm fasting until 7:56 p.m. tonight when the sun sets. That time changes every day, and I have a little app on my phone called Muslim Pro that tells me when I can eat and when I have to stop eating. Now, to preface my talk on the unfortunate association between Islam and terrorism, I want to offer a little bit of credibility to my perspective. When I was a little kid, I went to Islamic school. When I was 5 years old and 6 years old, I was in kindergarten and first grade at the Islamic School of San Diego. And when I was 7 years old, I was kind of advanced in math, so my dad wanted me to go to public school. So, like I said a little earlier, I'm not necessarily the most religious person, but one thing that's always been with me since I was a little kid was the sincere love of, belief in, and faith in God. And that's something that stuck with me even in my dark times in college where I was doing all kinds of stuff that I'm not proud of. I'm past that now, and that love of God has always remained in my heart. So let's go back to September 4th, 2001, my first day of public school. I'm 7 years old and super excited on everything. As you can see, is still with me today, a really excited person. I'm introducing myself to everybody, and a fundamental part of my identity is that I'm Muslim. Hey, I'm Mounir, I'm Muslim. Hey, I'm Mounir, I'm Muslim. Okay. Maybe it wasn't quite that out front, but I was told I was Muslim because I was really proud of it. And internally, I'm still proud of being Muslim. But today there's a slight cognitive dissonance. When I tell people I'm Muslim, I'm kind of afraid because this is when I'm going to find out if this acquaintance I have is racist or not. Because when I tell people I'm Muslim, they're either going to be cool with it or they're going to be like, oh shit, this guy's a terrorist. And that's kind of how I screen people out. There's always this little bit of anxiety now when I tell people I'm Muslim because I don't know how they're going to respond. And it's sad. That's something that I'm proud of inside. I have to be almost embarrassed to say. Anyways, 1 week after I come to public school, I'm 7 years old, my teacher is crying. I'm wondering what in the world's going on. I asked her what's wrong. She said there was a Muslim terrorist attack. I was like, Muslim terrorist? Now I didn't know the word oxymoron back then because I was 7 years old, but that was an oxymoron. Those two words do not go together. That's something I've fundamentally understood since I was 5 years old and I started learning about Islam in Islamic school. The curriculum I was learning day in and day out is we are peaceful. We tolerate other religions. We don't force our religion on anybody, and we're tolerant and respectful. Not just tolerant, but respectful of all other faiths and even those who choose not to believe in God. We respect all opinions, and of course we want to educate people on our religion so that if it clicks with them, they can reach out to us and we can teach them more and even convert them, but it's not something that we force on other people. Not at all. It's simply something we invite others to do, but never something to be forced. And that's why it really gets me fired up. It really makes me sad when I see stuff like this that has nothing to do with the religion, yet it's being done in the name of the religion. And there are a couple of things, there are a couple of reasons for this. Now, a lot of Islam is culture, right? We're a very old culture, so to speak. I mean, Islam's been around for 1,300 years, and there's a lot of cultural context that goes into it. In addition to that, part of having faith in God is not really questioning it, which you can agree with that or disagree with that. I can certainly see why people do disagree with the idea of unquestionably believing in anything, because as critical thinkers, we're taught to question everything. However, one can justify either the existence of God or the non-existence of God, and really I see it as a choice whether you want to believe or not, because really you could selectively find evidence for either position. But I choose to believe in God, and unfortunately there's kind of a willful ignorance that a lot of religious people do choose when they unquestionably decide to have faith in God. And what I kind of touched on earlier in the table topics was that a lot of these people who want to push a political ideology in these desperate, poor areas of the Middle East is they take advantage of this unquestioningness, where these people are not formally educated at all, so they're ignorant even of their own religion. All they know is trust God, trust the religious leaders. And when the religious leaders are telling them all kinds of bullshit like go bomb people, which is totally against Islam, go kill people, go forcibly convert people, which is totally against Islam, behead people, which is totally against Islam, it really does F things up a lot. It's really, really sad to see. A couple of the articles I wrote on my blog, trueislamofpeace.wordpress.com, one of them was about these honor killings that they have in Pakistan, right? Which is a cultural ideology that has been intertwined with how people perceive the religion there, even though it's against the religion, because killing innocent people is against Islam. So if someone's telling you in the name of Islam kill these innocent people, that's totally cognitively dissonant. That's not congruent at all. And I wrote an article on why this was wrong. I cited historic Islamic precedents on this. I wrote other articles about how Prophet Muhammad had an adopted son who he obviously raised him as a Muslim, and when the real father came, he gave the adopted son, the option whether to stick with Islam or go to his father's religion, because his father was coming back into the picture, which shows that there is tolerance. And I don't remember if the child chose to keep following Islam or not, but it was an option left open to him with no caveat to that, like, oh, we're going to behead you if you don't choose Islam, because that's not part of the religion. I wrote a couple other articles and just talking about how it's really sad to see my religion, which I've always known as peaceful and always seen as we tolerate other people, hijacked by these political ideologies. I would love to give another speech on this where I have a little bit more of an organized picture, but thank you for giving me the chance to give an impromptu, and have a great day, everybody.